Yes, guys and girls, welcome back to another episode with me, Luke. So it's a bit late today, Friday the 24th. I apologise for bringing my video out a bit late, but better late than never. So it's just going to be a quick update on the Bitcoin price, looking at a pattern and also just a warning before the weekend. And also just a quick update over the last week, over the last few days, what's happened in the world of crypto, and to set ourselves up nicely for next week. So just jumping over into the Bitcoin price right now, the one indicator that I was looking at was the RSI, and on the 4-hour time frame, we do have this small bearish divergence. Right now, this was, I believe, from here to here, so it's not a big one, it's not a big deal, but just to highlight that there is this bearish divergence. Personally, I don't think we're going to go lower. We could go a little bit lower over the weekend. Again, it's Friday, we're going into the weekend, so not a lot happens over the weekend, but let's just see what happens next week, really. But over the weekend, I don't really see much happening. And then I was just looking at this pattern. Do you agree with me or not? So you can leave it in the comment section below. This megaphone pattern. So a megaphone pattern, it doesn't really it indicates either bearish or bullish. In this instance, because we're in an uptrend, then it indicates that we're going to continue in this pattern of this uptrend. If it was bearish, then the megaphone will be pointing back down. So we do have this rising megaphone, let's say, pattern that's been forming over the last few days. I've just seen this today. So again, if you agree with me, disagree with me, leave comments in the section below. Do you think this is a megaphone pattern forming? Are we going to go to higher prices, or are we going to come back down and retest this nice support that we have, this rising support? So if we do come back down, maybe it could happen over the weekend. That'll be a decrease of around 5%. Personally, I still believe, and I've been saying it for the last few weeks, that we will go up to the 40k mark before we come back down. So again, if we do go up to the 40k mark, I don't think it'll be over the weekend, probably next week, over the next couple of weeks, then that's another rise of around 6-7%. So if you're trading this, then just make sure you have your stop losses. There's not really much more to say. We're just continuing to slowly, gradually go up in this trend, this pattern, and so we've got this megaphone pattern that is forming quite nicely, and I mean, you can tell it's the shape of a megaphone. So so it doesn't really indicate bearish or bullish, could go either way, but because we're in this uptrend, then most likely we continue in that upward momentum going into next week. So again, I'm going to stick to my guns and say I think we will see a $40,000 Bitcoin before, in my opinion, not a 30,000, but I think we'll see a 40,000 before we see a 30,000 again. And yes, I do think we will come back down to these levels next year. But again, I could be wrong. None of this is financial advice, of course. You do your own research. But it's just what I'm seeing in the patterns right now. But again, in technical analysis, it's not 100%, and things can just quickly turn to the downside. So that's just a quick update for you guys and girls that are trading this. Next week, I'm sorry about my voice. I've had the flu all week, so if you've been following me this week, you understand that I've had the man flu, but I just want to push a video out there very quickly. So just reviewing the week, yes, we did see Binance, the ex-CEO of Binance, CZ, resigned because of, you've obviously seen the news. So this week we have seen a lot of FUD, but that's to be expected at the peak of the bear market. And so don't be afraid of all this FUD. Usually we have intense FUD just before the beginning of the next halving, going into that parabolic run. It's I mean, I've seen it twice now over the last 2 cycles where we have this a lot of FUD around crypto. Different articles I've read on some huge news sources, and the FUD is just like really excessive. And if you're here and you stick to it, you have a plan, and you don't believe all the FUD, but you do your own research, you don't just believe what the news is telling you, then you'll be successful in the world of crypto. So yes, there are a lot of scams out there, even in crypto, like in traditional finance. That's why you have to do your own research, not even trust what I'm saying, but you have to do your own research, and just be careful of how much you believe when you look at the news, especially all the FUD. But it's, again, with Binance it's not good, with what's happened over the week. But Bitcoin has held up pretty well. Even, let's just go over to BNB very quickly. The Binance coin is trading around 213. So again, I mean, unlike with FTX and Terra, I mean, when those two collapsed, it was almost instant. And personally, I don't think Binance is going to go to zero. But again, anything can happen in crypto, and everything is held up pretty well. Even if you look at, I was just looking at, it was Crypto Bubbles. I like using this. Sorry, I'm not that well prepared today, but it is what it is. And I mean, despite the week, with all that FUD, look, you just look at the altcoins, and they've managed to do pretty well for the week. I mean, Blur is up 115%, and others are up around 20-30%. So despite the really serious nature of CZ and Binance, it's not the same as what happened with FTX and Terra just a few years ago. So yeah, so don't worry too much. These things usually intensify as we get closer to the end of the bear market. And I think we've been out of the bear market now. We've been in that accumulation zone, that phase, for almost 1 year now, and then we're going to go into the parabolic bull run in 2024, going into 2025. So stay tuned for more information on this next week. Next week I'm going to go into some AI projects and also gaming projects to look out for, to dollar cost average, to fill your bags ready for the next bull run. So next week we'll look at that. We'll go to deep dive into that niche market of gaming, and also a few shout outs into AI as well. So now is the time over the next 6 months to really buckle down into these projects, into these low cap coins, and I'm going to show you some techniques I use over the next week. So stay tuned for that next week. Enjoy your weekend, guys and girls. Thank you for watching this week, and I will see you early on Monday morning. Bye bye.